10 strikeouts to 1 walk and only 3 runs against the A's on Friday.
Here's the Orioles defense. Brought to you by Car Shield. Left to right in the outfield, Taylor Ward, Taveras, and Tyler O'Neill gets another start out in right field. Your double play combination, Henderson and Alexander. Weston Wilson gets the start at third. Pete Alonso back over at first, and Adley Rutschman behind home plate for the Orioles.
Yankees third in the majors in runs scored per game. The Orioles just 27th in ERA. They did pitch well on Monday night, winning 3-2. Yankees won 6-2 yesterday, so it's a rubber game here in downtown Baltimore. Let's get it going with Trent Grisham against Kyle Bradish, and Grisham takes the first pitch for a ball. Okay,
like to be start strike.
I guess it's not common that you'll see the first pitch of the game challenge, but Adley Rutschman would have been well within his rights there, as Edwin Moscoso misses the first throw of the game. Here's the 1-0. That's a strike on a swing.
Yankees come in 5.2 runs per game, third best offense in baseball, only behind the Braves and the Orioles, who they will play next. The Washington Nationals, second best offense in baseball.
Grisham 1 for 6 in the series, the 1 a 3-run homer. He's also walked twice as Bradish's two-seamer runs off the corner. 107 first pitch today, as we said, and the game time temperature in the low 70s, 71 degrees. Here's a 2-1 from Kyle. That's down and in. It's 3-1 to Grisham, who's very patient. He is only behind Taylor Ward in terms of chase rate. That swings outside the zone. I beg your pardon, he comes in 5th lowest in the majors in chase rate, 2nd lowest swing rate, only behind Taylor Ward. He'll swing there though on a good backdoor fastball, and it's 3-2.
That's what you're going to see from Kyle Bradish. He likes that 4-seamer up in the zone, 2-seamers down. Start's so important for him. Stacking a 0 in the first inning.
Grisham, Rice, and Judge, the Yankees' top 3. The major leagues leaders in home runs, 66. Also the highest walk rate in the big leagues. Here's a 3-2 for Grisham. Feels like every at bat with Trent Grisham. He is battling. He is in a full count for the 3rd time in the last 4 plate appearances.
Yeah, he may scare you more than any other guy that comes in hitting 178.
Oh my gosh.
That's his batting average. Now he's doing some damage. 6 homers, 26 RBIs.
And he's a guy whose underlying metrics say there's a breakout coming. All the walks, all the hard hit balls. He's had a lot of bad luck this year, and he's seen nothing but fastballs to start this game. Yankees have been driving Oriole pitch counts up all series, all season, which they've done to everybody. 3-2 again. That's ball 4. Grisham is on with a leadoff 8-pitch walk. It's always a scary thing when you put on the leadoff man in front of these next few hitters. Starting with Ben Rice back in the 2 spot today.
That's what the Yankees do besides they hit home runs, right? I mean, they walk a lot. 2nd most walks in baseball. They will strike out, though. The 8th most strikeouts in baseball.
Rice with 3 hits in the series, including a 2-run homer and a walk. He struck out twice. And another fastball zooms up and in. First pitch strikes for Bradish. Such a strength his last time out. 18 out of 28, 64%. But on the season, he has the 3rd lowest first pitch strike rate in baseball, and he's 0 for 2 today. Breaking balls in there for a strike.
And Bradish has never been a high first pitch strike guy. But what he did so well last year and when he was healthy a few years ago was if he threw ball 1, he came right back and threw strike 1 to kind of even the count.
See, both starters today are in the bottom 5 despite a very good year for Max Fried. And Bradish, after missing with ball 1, is now ahead 1-2. Here you see the first 7 starts compared to his last start against the Athletics.
Big league average first pitch strikes is about 61% to kind of give you an idea. Bradish's last start well above it, but for the season, a little bit below big league average.
Price still leading the big leagues in slugging percentage, .682, 13 homers, 38 games. And I'll take a slider. Typically for Kyle, it's the curveball to lefties and the slider to righties. He threw a lot more curveballs to right-handers last game, and there's a slider to a lefty. Has ditched the changeup the last couple of years. It's 2 breaking balls and 2 fastballs for Bradish. Grisham at first after a leadoff walk. Here's a 2-2. Rice swings and misses, and just like he did time and again last start, Kyle Bradish gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout on the curveball.
5 of his 10 strikeouts in his last start against the Athletics came on that breaking ball. First strikeout today, and that's a real downer right there. I mean, that's almost 12-6. Beautiful rotation. Starts hitting the zone and it just disappears.
1 on, 1 out for Aaron Judge. Judge has now reached base 28 straight games against the Orioles, 3 for 7 in this series, 2 walks, but only 1 for 11 career against Kyle Bradish.
Got a few hits in this series, but hadn't done any damage. We hope that stays that way.
Bradish pitched in Yankee Stadium the second game of the 4-game series at the beginning of the month. He did not pitch well, but Judge 2 strikeouts plus an intentional walk. So 5 Ks against Judge, 1 for 11 all time. Here's a 1-1. Tries to run in the 2-seamer. Judge grounds it over to Weston Wilson. Blaze Alexander completes a double play.
Love that. I've been screaming for that 2-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate, and finally he does it. A little 5-4-3 double play, and Kyle Bradish stacks a 0 in the first.
The Baltimore Orioles 13th in the majors at 4.3 runs per game. Taylor Ward will start for the O's, the top of the lineup after a couple of hits yesterday, and they go right-handed all the way down except for Gunnar Henderson. 8 out of 9 righties against Major League leader in innings pitched, Max Fried.
3-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glover, World Series champion with the Braves. Boy, Max Fried last year did not disappoint his first year in pinstripes. Career high in wins with 19, career high starts in 32, innings pitched and strikeouts his first year as a Yankee. Having an outstanding season so far. 9 starts with a 2.91 ERA.
A very rare first pitch swing from Taylor Ward, who finally started to be a little bit more aggressive at the end of the game yesterday, including a first pitch double in the 6th. 2 for 2 to end the game. He had 3 hits in his previous 61 trips to the plate. Of course, those 61 plate appearances featured 21 walks. So Ward still leading the Orioles and leading the American League, in fact, with a .424 on base percentage, his slugging percentage up to .378. He's got 14 doubles. With the one last night, he retakes sole possession of the American League doubles lead. 2-1 from Fried to Ward is a high changeup. J.C. Escarra tried to pull it into the zone, and he'll call for a challenge.
The pitch.
ABS powered by T-Mobile on a very early challenge by Escarra. It looked like he yanked it down, but it did barely raise the zone. It's awfully gutsy on a 2-1 count to the leadoff batter, but it worked out. And the Yankees retain a challenge, so they have both remaining. 2-2 from Fried to Ward. And Ward flips it into right field. And after going 0 for his previous 19 at-bats and 59 plate appearances or so, Taylor Ward is 3 for his last 3.
And all 3 KB to the backside of the field. Change up, left, up. It's on the outside edge, maybe a little bit off the outside edge, but it's elevated enough. And Taylor Ward just leans out there and puts a barrel on it. So 3 hits in his last 2 games now, and all of them out toward right field and right center field.
So I should say it was 3 hits in 61 plate appearances, and now 3 in 3. And leadoff knock brings Gunnar Henderson to the plate. Gunnar did not see Max Fried when the Orioles Yankees faced off 10 days ago. This is Gunnar Henderson's return to the lineup. He's started every game but that one this year, 43 of 44. And Gunnar takes a sweeper for a strike from Fried.
Fried's last 2 starts have not been great. Orioles got him for 3 and 5 1/3 when they faced him over in Yankee Stadium. And the Brewers put 5 on him his last time out in 6 innings. Walks have been up just a little bit for Max Fried his last 2 starts. He's walked 6 in his last 2.
Swing and miss rate for Fried is the lowest since his rookie year of 2017. Not a lot of first pitch strikes, but he is very, very good at limiting hard contact. And a genuine 7-pitch mix will do that. 2-1 for Gunnar. That's outside with a sinking fastball, and it's 3-1.
Max Fried got that 2- and 4-seam fastball. Throws a few more 2-seamers than he does 4-seamers, but overall, use a fastball about 39% of the time. And typically, it's in that 92 to 95 range, and he can rush it up a little bit higher than that from time to time.
3-1 sinker, bouncing out of play. It's 3-2.
This is StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Here is Max Fried's pitch arsenal. See, the cutter leads the way overall, and that sinker and 4-seamer combined about 39%. Curveball, changeup, sweeper, slider. Boy, the off-speed stuff outstanding. Still has not allowed a hit on the sweeper or the slider.
Up the middle by Henderson. Anthony Volpe back in the big leagues is perfectly positioned to turn 2. And Gunnar Henderson grounds into his 2nd double play of the year.
Anthony Volpe, a Gold Glover back in 2023, his rookie season, where he finished 8th in Rookie of the Year voting. And boy, this is about as perfect as it gets. Shaded up the middle, right to him, steps on the bag, and flips it over to Ben Rice.
So Volpe's first chance back from AAA is a routine one. Here's Adley Rutschman. Orioles were awfully patient with Fried in that game. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 3 walks, and strikeout 6, the 3 earned runs, but could only make it 5 1/3 innings on 107 pitches.
They did a good job of getting his pitch count up. Fought off some tough pitches. And they say Fried's problem lately has kind of been what we saw against the Orioles. You know, he could be rocking along, and all of a sudden he just starts to spray it for an inning. You know, a couple of walks, that's what got him against the Brewers.
His changeup was not very effective in the first start against the Orioles. Left a lot of those up and away. Fastball here, fouled off for strike 2. Adley this series, 1 out of 8. Struck out and grounded into a double play.
Well, you look at Max Fried's career. 10 years in the big leagues, 96 wins, only 43 losses.
Is 1-2. Way too tall. There's Greg Alvarez, game 44 as the Orioles manager, as those are 3-2 in rubber games this season. This would be an awfully good one to get. A 2-2. There's a changeup, much better located. And from third, McMahon throws out Rutschman. So Fried faces the minimum. Both pitchers do, thanks to double plays. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by the Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Kyle Bradish Day here at the ballpark. Walk, strikeout, double play in a 16-pitch first inning, 9 strikes. Max Fried went single, double play, ground out in a 16-pitch first inning, 9 strikes. So both pitchers are on equal footing as we begin the second. Cody Bellinger swings at the first pitch of this second inning, rolls it over to Blaze Alexander. Stream Masson Plus today on iOS and Android mobile devices, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. And don't miss a pitch with a Masson Plus monthly subscription available for only $19.99 a month. Go to MassonSports.com or scan the QR code to get yours today. One pitch, one out for Bradish in the second. He'll face Jazz Chisholm Jr. down at 200. And that ball down at Chisholm's knees.
Four-seam fastball had a lot of cut to that one. Kind of got around it a little bit. Now, Jazz Chisholm had a good series against the Orioles over in New York. 4 for 13, a couple of RBIs. But the Orioles have held him down in this series so far. He is 0 for 5.
3 strikeouts out of those 5 as well. Chisholm takes strike 1. Well, Kyle Bradish said that his last start against the A's, number 1, the curveball felt the best it had all year. And number 2, he said, I'm doing some stuff with the lower half, trying to keep some weight in my back leg and stay linear down the mound. There's a good curveball. It, to the naked eye, Ben, and even a little more than that, it's subtle, if anything. It looks to you pretty similar to the
Let me break that down real simple for everybody at home. And what he means by that with the linear and all the other stuff that he's talking about, basically what he's saying is his body was getting out in front of his arm just a little bit, which caused the ball to be high, a little bit higher than what he wants it. So when he says I'm staying back, he means he's gathering himself over the rubber a little bit more and letting his arm catch up to his body where he can drive the ball more downhill as he goes towards home plate.
No swing on a breaking ball by Chisholm there.
There's 2 things that most pitchers fight. It's one, what he's talking about, balance point over the top of rubber, letting everything catch up so he can drive it. The other one is not going east to west. In other words, taking your glove side, your front shoulder, and driving it into the catcher's mitt and not falling off towards first base for right-handers. Keeping your front side in the glove as he goes down the slope.
Another strikeout on a hook. Both of his Ks today have been on old Uncle Charlie.
Look like Uncle Charlie's back on the pass list for Kyle Bradish. Boy, he had it against the A's. 10 strikeouts, 5 on this pitch right here, and both of the strikeouts so far today on the old number 2.
He knew he had it right as he finished at Chisholm. Dropped his head, walked off. Career high curveball usage last start, and he's throwing it well again today. Our O's for Outcomes presented by T. Rowe Price, the exclusive investment and wealth management partner of the Baltimore Orioles. Better questions, better outcomes. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence. Career high day on the K, and swings and misses with a curveball last time. He backs it up with an elevated four-seamer to Ryan McMahon here.
Like that too, because when he goes elevation, that sets up the curveball, and that's what he wants to do with that four-seamer, is attack up upper quadrant and sometimes above that to set up the breaking ball behind it.
It's got a little more drop than the average curveball at that speed. Kyle's pitch. We'll see if he tries to finish off McMahon with it. He'll try, and bounces off the dish. Ryan McMahon 0 for 8 in the series with 3 strikeouts. -31-year-old, a second-round pick of the Rockies 13 years ago out of high school. Modern day high school in Santa Ana, California, which is a big-time football school, not the same kind of baseball prestige. A 96-mile-an-hour heater will end this inning with a strikeout. 2 Ks and a 1-2-3 second for Kyle.
Do it, KB. Good old four-seamer right on the inside part with a little cut. Kyle Brad has 3 punch-outs on the day.
Maryland Lottery's fast play contestant of the game, John Mazura from Abington, has won $500 for being selected. Will win $500 more for every Orioles home run and $5,000 for each O's grand slam hit today. Learn how to be the fast play contestant of the game at mdlottery.com/home run. Hopefully up at Abington they'll have something to celebrate. Pete Alonso stands in. 8 home runs for Kim. Dylan Beaver is not in today's lineup, and in fact not on the active roster at the moment. He was placed in the IL shortly before the game. Orioles have been doing a lot of things shortly before the game of late. Some late lineup scratches, some late IL placements, and Dylan got an MRI. Greg Albertaz was speaking to the media 2 hours before the game, said we just got the MRI results. We'll probably know more in a half hour. And it seems like the Orioles found out more, because Beavers was put on the injured list with a right oblique strain. So we'll have more word on the severity of that when we hear from Albie postgame. Maverick Canley, who was here on taxi squad as a third catcher, was added to the roster today. 1-2, Max Fried to Pete Alonso. Right side base hit for Pete.
Love that.
Like that Taylor Ward single we saw in the first.
Love that approach with 2 strikes, KB. Fried's got so many different pitches. You mentioned it. It don't do any good, especially when you're behind the count, try to get out and pull the ball. You got to let it travel, let it get deep. The polar bear does it perfect there. Watch the swing right here. Hands first. There comes the barrel right behind it. Just serves it, a line drive out toward right center field.
So Alonso and Ward both snapped long offers yesterday, and they both go 1 for 1 to start today. Tyler O'Neill, first pitch swinging, just missed that two-seamer. O'Neill had an RBI double yesterday, and a big walk on Monday night. 1 for 6 with a double, walk, and 3 strikeouts in this series. Orioles are still waiting for him to get going against lefties. Tyler is certainly hoping to get going against lefties as well. 2024, he crushed left-handers. Against left-handed fastballs, he hit 388 that year. He's well over 300 against lefties.
2 for 26 this year versus lefties.
And a large part of that, he is struggling with lefty fastballs. Since the start of last year, he's hitting just 122 against fastballs from left-handed pitchers. Overall, 313, 1179 OPS versus lefties in 2024, and the numbers have gone down and down. And that was, if not the main reason, a main reason the Orioles signed him. They needed somebody to give them some left-handed thump. The track record very strong.
Oh,
As O'Neill tattoos this ball down the line in left field and foul.
well, how do you go get that pitch on a 1-ball, 2-strike count? 95 miles an hour. I don't even think it was a strike. It looked like it above the top of the zone. Well, you better sit off speed now. Hard to do with 2 strikes, but if you're reading bats, you don't want to throw another fastball. Not in the zone anyway.
That's exactly what happened. Off speed and also not in the zone. A couple of ferocious foul balls for O'Neill this series. We'll see if that leads to anything. The first one came during the 9-pitch walk on Monday. And the 2-2 changeup here will be challenged by J.C. Escarra.
Boy, this is going to be close.
Catcher's challenging the pitch.
Possible strike 3 coming here.
Felt like it got to plate. Is it low?
I don't think so. It's right there.
Boy, just by a
Scores to
smidget
return. The batter's
again.
out. New York retains the challenge.
So that's the first strikeout for Fried. Escarra is pretty good at this. He's 2 for 2. Here's Leody Taveras. By the way, I know all of you at home are probably ahead of us on that one, and you knew it was strike 3 coming. Just to reiterate, we've said this a few times, but I just want to remind folks, we don't have the strike zone box on our monitors this year. That is a Major League Baseball decision that is still in place in the ABS Challenge League. As Taveras scoops one on a hop to short, Volpe gets rid of it quickly, and the Yankees can only turn 1. I promise you, we're not being intentionally dumb. We'll do that plenty over the course of the year, but
That comes natural.
if you're wondering why we don't know what you know, it's just you all have the strike zone box. We don't. So that's the situation for now, and we'll hope it changes, but as it stands, our guess is worse than yours. 2 on and 1 out, and here's Kobe Mayo. Mayo DHing today. The game-winning 3-run homer on Monday night. Has also walked twice in the series as he takes ball 1. Got good numbers against Fried. We mentioned that the first time the Orioles faced Fried 10 days ago. 4 for 9 with a double for Kobe against him. And he had an infield hit off Fried in that game. Kobe is in a 2-0 count here. Fried carved up the Orioles last year, tied a career high 13 strikeouts in a start in Baltimore. Here's his 2-0 for Kobe. Swing, miss.
Good two-seamer. And he'll do that. He loves that two-seamer down and away to the right-handers. And he'll punch you in every now and then with that four-seamer to the right-handers because it opens up the changeup.
A two-seamer against the Orioles went up and up and up as Fried worked deeper into the game. He threw it more and more, second and third time through the order. Used it a little bit more early today. Throws it again here. 96, couldn't grab the corner. 3-1 for Kobe Mayo. Fried had a 40-pitch second inning against Milwaukee last time out. This will be only his 17th of the second inning here. And Mayo rockets it past a diving McMahon. This ball's off the sidewall and left. Alonso to third. Buck Britton will wave him home. Here comes the polar bear plunging into the plate with the first Oriole run on a ringing double from Kobe Mayo.
Well, give Buck Britton, Oriole third base coach, a lot of credit on that. Very aggressive with two strikes, and you almost have to be because Fried's not a guy you're going to rack up a lot of back-to-back hits on. This ball was absolutely melted. 111 off the bat. Fried tried that two-seamer down the way, and it didn't get there. Just a bullet by the third baseman, McMahon, and the race is on. Boy, Taveras is picking him up and putting him down. He never checked up. Buck Britton cranking him in. And for the first time in 8 games, or 7 games, I should say, no, 8 games against the Yankees, the Orioles score first.
Yeah, I apologize to Leody Taveras. I forgot he replaced Pete Alonso in the fielder's choice. Those two look nothing alike. As I said, we're going to be dumb all the time. Even
one's
with
just a little bit faster than the other.
Yeah, I apologize. We just do stupid stuff sometimes. Leody was the right guy to send home there. It's 1-0 as Weston Wilson stands in and takes ball 2. Pete's single that started the inning, but Taveras scores on the fielder's choice, and the Orioles get to Max Fried early. As Wilson, who got on base and stole a base against Fried last time, will look to get to him for a second RBI, and he's in a 3-0 count.
Well, for whatever reason, these are the situations Max Fried has struggled this year. You look at his overall batting average, opponents only hitting 185 off of him, but when runners get in scoring position this year, a little bit odd, they're hitting 344 off of him. And Weston Wilson's got himself right where he wants to be, and I would not be surprised if he's hacking away here 3-0 if he gets the pitch he's looking for.
Just to get somebody on base is a monumental task against Fried. Base is empty, 146, but to your point, once you get him there, things change dramatically. 3-1 from Fried to Wilson. Chased a fastball away, and it's 3-2. Time taken by Wilson, who has reached base 13 out of 30 plate appearances this year. That's a .433 on base percentage. Mayo at second, the 3-2. Price will give it a look, but that's well into the seats. Wilson 2 for 6 career against Fried with the walk. Single, stole second, scored on a Blaze Alexander bloop 10 days ago. There are 8 and 9 hitters again today against Fried, Weston and Blaze. And a strikeout on a cutter here. So 2 Ks in the inning, but Kobe Mayo's RBI double. His 4th RBI of the series opens the scoring.
Hey, Birdland, cheer on the O's on Saturday, May 23rd as they take on the Detroit Tigers. One of 15,000 fans to receive a Samuel Basallo bobblehead presented by Giant Food. Purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. If you needed any reason other than what Samuel Basallo is doing on the field to want one of those bobbleheads, let me give you another. Early today, Hunter, who's sitting near the Orioles dugout, held up a sign and said, "Today is my 7th birthday." Basallo saw that sign, went in the clubhouse, and came out with a baseball bat, handed it to an usher, pointed at Hunter and said, "That's for you. Happy birthday." Hunter couldn't, I don't think he'll ever take that smile off of his face. Basallo's going to be here for a while, signed a contract extension last year, and I think he just made himself a fan for life. Can you imagine years down the road, Hunter being able to tell people, on my 7th birthday, Samuel Basallo handed me a bat?
Certain things, Rob, you just never forget.
You never do.
And that young man will never, ever forget that.
Hey, Kevin, there are certain things you never forget, like Ben McDonald making fun of you on television. I'll never forget that. If I had feelings, Kevin, they
Rob,
would be hurt.
It wasn't the first time, and it probably won't be the last.
Oh, I can guarantee you it's not. By the way, May birthday babies are the best.
Rob, you remember what you got for your 7th birthday? I don't remember what I got for mine, but I'm sure it was not as cool as a baseball.
And see, at my 7th birthday, who would have been the star? Maybe Eddie Murray, Ken Singleton.
Yeah.
And if one of them gave me a bat, I would remember.
Oh, man.
But I didn't get one.
2 strikes on Spencer Jones here, and no swing. Well, Kyle Bradish has been dealing so far. Walked Trent Grisham to lead off the game. Strikeout, double play, ground ball, strikeout, strikeout since then.
Faced the minimum so far through 2.
Jones again starts to swing at a 6-7. Spencer Jones holds back. 25th pick of the draft 4 years ago. Immediately when he was picked, people said, wait a minute, the Yankees taking a 6-7 outfielder at the end of the draft?
Sounds familiar.
Aaron Judge 9 years prior.
Well, they're nearly the same size. Judge a little bit heavier, but both of them certainly fill up a batter's box.
Jones went to Vanderbilt, had a breakout junior season there, missed part of the 2021 year before he was drafted, recovering from arm injuries that included Tommy John surgery. Yankees said he's a legitimate 5-tool player, thought he could play center field. He has played center field, one of his big league starts. And this ball cracked over to first, and Pete Alonso will call off Bradish. So Pete darts out of the way of Jones, and Kyle Bradish has another out on the ground. That's 4 of his first 7.
Sharp so far for Kyle Bradish.
Some of the Yankee fans in attendance are giving Anthony Volpe a bit of a forgiving applause here. Volpe's major league season debut, called up yesterday from AAA, and he goes after the first pitch and slices it foul.
Yeah, Caballero had to go in the IL, so Volpe gets called up. Volpe wasn't exactly burning it up in the minor leagues. .221 batting average, 1 homer, 8 RBIs. Did steal 4 bases between AA and AAA this year.
And apparently he broke his bat on his first swing of the year. Volpe was on the IL to start the year, recovering from left shoulder surgery. So he was on a rehab assignment officially until May the 3rd. That's 10 days ago. That's when he was reinstated from the IL and option. And Volpe played nearly every single game each of the last 3 years. 159, 160, and 153 over those last 3 seasons. Was the unquestioned everyday Yankee starting shortstop, and often defended by Aaron Boone, even with offensive struggles. A career .222 hitter with a .662 OPS. Been about 15 to 20% worse than league average every year. A lot of stolen bases, 70 of them.
Yeah, it had some defensive struggles as well.
Volpe gets a hanging curveball here, pops it into center, and that is Leody Taveras for the second out. So Bradish 2 up and 2 down here in the 3rd. Has retired 7 in a row since the leadoff walk to Trent Grisham. J.C. Escar has already made his mark on this game, successfully overturning 2 pitches in the ABS system. And Escara chases a curveball.
Well, that curveball was so good his last time out. I think it's even better today. It seems to have the RPMs and the break look like they're up.
Escar at his 15th game of the year, 8 for 41 as he takes a 2-seamer way up high. Second-year big leaguer who was in the Orioles system, 15th round pick by the O's back in 2017 out of FIU. And was in the Oriole minor league system through the end of 2021. Played in the Mexican League. And then the Yankees got him as a minor league free agent before the start of 2024. So minor league and Indie ball and Mexican League lifer who's made it to the big leagues later on in his career. 2-2 for Escara.
Yankees had a little bit of trouble scoring runs. They did put 6 on the scoreboard last night. Well, you look at their last 5 games, only 14 runs scored in their last 5 games.
Bradish is 2-2. And a ground ball kicks off of Bradish's foot to Alexander at second. He makes the play. A kick save and a beauty by Kyle Bradish, who's hopefully okay as he walks off the mound toward the dugout.
Looks like he's fine, KB, to me.
It's a 1-4-3 play.
Blaze
to end
Alexander.
the inning.
Blaze is an athlete, though. Watch Blaze go up the middle. If you think the ball's up the middle, he got to redirect quickly, turns around, and in plenty of time, and I mean just by a tick, completes the out over at first base.
Welcome back to Orioles baseball. Early this week, Orioles utility player Blaze Alexander and his better half, Kylie Diaz, announced on Instagram that they are expecting their first child. The child is due September of this year. Blaze, I talked to him at his locker, again, smiling, expecting. Number one, I told him, is always special. They all special, but number one is always special. And he said he can't wait. He and Kylie are super excited about this.
Super exciting for us to see that. We have really enjoyed getting to know Blaze Alexander in his time here. Super high energy guy. Lays down a bunt here. Max Fried, the 4-time Gold Glover, throws it away. And Alexander will jog into second. Bunt hit and an E1 for the future dad.
Blaze Alexander's a difference maker. He's a difference maker on defense. You can plug him in just about anywhere, and he's going to perform at a high level. I know the batting average isn't great on a year, but you can't bunt one any better than that. And look, he had a great series against the Yankees at Blaze Alexander over in New York. 6 for 15. All right, this feels like one of those innings. You end up at second with nobody out. Got to figure out a way to get a run home here. And this really falls right into the hands of Taylor Ward. This is where he's been hitting the ball recently, to the backside of the field. Big hole on the right side right now, and he would love to at least hit a ground ball to move Blaze over to third base with just one out.
A great effort by Fried, who is regarded as one of the best fielding pitchers in baseball. Tons of pickoffs, 4 Gold Gloves. Did make 4 errors last year, and that's his first of this season. 2-0 for Taylor Ward. 3-0 now to Ward. As Fried misses badly. That's where he missed with that changeup time and again in the start against the Orioles 10 days ago.
He is just a little bit off right now. We hope it stays that way too. Talk about Fried's command. Typically it's outstanding.
A 4-pitch walk for Ward. Taylor Ward, Major League leading 42nd walk in 43 games. J.C. Escara will come to the mound. After a bunt single in E1 and a walk, put 2 on, nobody out for Gunnar Henderson.
And look, I know Gunnar Henderson doesn't bunt a lot, but facing a lefty like Fried right here, with first and second and nobody out, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all if Gunnar Henderson put one on the ground right here. Rutsch has been hot, and behind him, Pete Alonso's got a base hit today. Because Gunnar's only hitting 178 against lefties, and Max Fried is a different kind of lefty. The Orioles already have 6 sacrifice bunts this year. That's 2 more than they had the entire year last year.
Gunnar does not have a sac bunt in his career. And he's not going to go for one here. Ball 1 from Fried. Alexander and Ward the runners with nobody out. The bunt hit, by the way, just the second bunt hit of Blaze Alexander's big league career. Gunnar did ground into a double play. 6-3 his first time. Orioles hit into 6 double plays in the 4-game series in the Bronx. As Fried tries to pick off Blaze, to no avail.
That's a play that pretty much every big league team has. Pitcher checks the runner at second, he looks home, and then the catcher drops the glove, he quickly spins.
And a breaking ball back to the screen. 3 straight sweepers from Fried to Henderson. He very rarely throws his sweeper to right-handers. It's his second most thrown pitch to lefties, and this is the only lefty in the lineup. Usually 2-seamer, then sweeper to lefties. And there is the 2-seamer over Fried to McMahon. That's as good as a bunt. It moves the runners up. Alexander to third, Ward to second, as Gunnar at least gets bat on ball.
I'll take that.
So the force is eliminated. And Adley Rutschman with 2 in scoring position and 1 out. Try to put up a crooked number.
And look, middle infield playing back, meaning if Adley Rutschman just creates a ground ball to the middle part of the field, the Orioles will go up 2-0. Infield not in.
At this rate in the big leagues, it's surprising when any infield plays back a 1-run game at any point in the game in these spots. Yankees may move him in with 2 strikes if Fried gets there. They play back on 0-1. Breaking ball out of the hand, not close. It's 1-1. Only 5 out of 12 first pitch strikes for Fried today. Got ahead of Rutschman and evened the count with a sweeper. His pitch count's at 52. Orioles worked him to 107 pitches in 5 1/3 10 days ago. 52 through 2 1/3. That fastball's a little bit too high, and it's 2-1.
Best velocity of the day, though, for Fried. But that almost feels like a show-me fastball in to maybe get to that changeup down and away. That one at 97.
9th lowest pitches per inning in baseball coming into today, but these have been some good at-bats by the O's yet again. Breaking ball. Rutschman tried to hang back on it, and it's 2-2. So 97 to 73. That's a 24-mile-per-hour separation on those last 2 pitches.
Boy, he hung it too. Rutsch wants that swing back, because that's what he's kind of looking for, a ball slightly elevated to shove it deep enough for a sacrifice fly.
Middle infield stays back on 2 strikes. Rutschman to center field, well tagged, and Grisham will make the catch. Here comes Blaze Alexander, and the throw to the plate is not in time. A sharp sacrifice fly for Adley Rutschman, and it's 2-0 Orioles.
Such a good read by Blaze Alexander at third base, because you know the contact play is on right there. But Blaze Alexander quickly realized that ball got in the air, and he put the brakes on and went back and tagged up in an instant. When the contact play's on, it is hard to start and then get back, especially on a line drive like that. But Blaze Alexander read it perfectly, got back to the bag in time. Look at him all the way back. As soon as it hits the glove, he is off and moving.
The Yankees did appeal to third, but safe was the call there. We could see there Blaze did not leave early. So an RBI for Rutschman. His first of the series, his 22nd in 28 games, and he'll strap on the catching gear as Pete Alonso stands in already with a base hit. Taylor Ward out at second. And Pete chases a changeup from Fried.
Orioles were 2 for 14 first 2 games of this series. Runners in score position. Had a lot of opportunities last night, 12 of them last night, but only came up on the positive side 1 out of 12 times.
Fried, the 3rd most faced pitcher in Pete Alonso's career, behind Aaron Nola and Patrick Corbin. Pete is now 11 for 46 against Fried, or I should say 12 for 46, so 261. OPS is right around 760. A couple of homers, 6 walks. That one shoved inside with a cutter. It's 3-1. Max Fried behind yet another Orioles hitter. That's a scary looking polar bear.
That's an angry polar bear.
To right and foul, and nice catch. Very, very casually down the line.
She's going to make a friend.
Yeah, that kid's forgotten about her. He's got the ball. He's completely forgotten from where he got it. Bleach blonde hair in the City Connect jersey. 3-2 for Alonso. Ward at second, a run across in the inning. Curveball, right side, it sneaks by Rice. Alonso's got a 2-hit game. He's going to run in the face of Jones and then think twice about it. Now Pete is in no man's land, and he will be tagged out.
If he would have just kept going, KB, but I tell you what, I don't mind that a whole lot after that swing. Hanging breaking ball, he waited to the last second and peppered it down the line. The Orioles score 2 and now up 3-0 going to the top of the 4th.
The fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Central Atlantic Toyota Dealers. Shop Toyota for legendary style and reliability, and check out the all-new RAV4 at toyota.com.
Well, Kyle Bradish, a little bit of breathing room here as we go to the top of the fourth. Orioles up 3-0. Kyle Bradish has faced the minimum through the first three. How good was that swing by the Polar Bear?
RBI for Pete Alonso to the backside. He scored Taylor Ward, so it's a 2-run third inning. Once again, the Orioles put together good at-bats against Max Fried, and Bradish has faced the minimum through three for the first time in 3 seasons. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 9 Ks in that game ultimately in Houston. No runs. Orioles would be happy with that kind of a line, as the only batter to reach Trent Grisham is in a 2-0 count. Grisham walked and was erased 2 batters later on an Aaron Judge ground ball double play. Well, here's a frightening thing for the Yankees. Paul Blackburn is starting to get loose. Only 3 innings out of Max Fried, who's in the second year of an 8-year contract. And Blackburn is getting loose very quickly. Max Fried has been so reliable in his time as a Yankee. Grisham fouls the ball away. He did have a little bit of a blister issue last year, but he still made 32 starts, and he led the majors in innings pitched coming into this start. Now, Max has had some injury issues in the past. Obviously, we'll wait and see what's going on. Grisham, left side. Here comes Ward into foul ground. He gets rid of him. A hard guy to dispose of. Trent Grisham fouls out on the 6th pitch after walking on 8. So right away, Max Fried went down the tunnel, and Matt Blake, the Yankees pitching coach, got on the bullpen phone.
Yeah, something's going on with Fried. No doubt about it.
So the Yankee bullpen's going to have to cover at least 5 innings here as Rice hooks one out of play. Paul Blackburn on 2 days rest. Their other long man is Ryan Yarbrough, who's on 6 days of rest. So I imagine you'll see both of those pitchers today if indeed it's the end for Fried. Strike to Rice. It's 0-2. You didn't notice anything with Fried, did you?
No. But what I have noticed is his lack of command, and that's just not like him. He felt like he's been pitching a lot from behind today. And we mentioned it, 6 walks in his 2 previous starts going into today. So the command's been off a little bit, but I tell you what hadn't been off is that curveball by Kyle Bradish. It was outstanding his last time, and so far today it has been outstanding again.
Ben Rice has no interest in this. 2 strikeouts for Rice. Here's our Nissan pitch cast, how Bradish pitched Judge.
Yeah, starting with a slider, then that good 2-seamer in, then another 2-seamer in, and it created a weak ground ball, a little 5-4-3 double play. Not too many people will pitch Aaron Judge to the inside part of the plate. I'm not saying you can stay there or you need to, but every now and then you need to show him something in, because he does have a spot down in a way that you can get him out.
And that's how basically everybody tries to get him out. The question, Ben, and you often talk about this with Judge, is what can you do before you get to 2 strikes? Yep. How do you try to jump ahead? How do you try to establish what you do in the at-bat earlier on?
Judge is a typical power hitter, and he's very intimidating, being 6'8", 280. He kind of glares at you when you throw a ball inside or a little bit off the plate. But he never expects for you to double up on the inside part of the plate. Because when he gets fastball in, he starts to look like most pitchers do. Fastball in creates something off speed away. But Kyle Bradish doubled up on him the last time in. He wasn't expecting that.
1-1 to him here. Breaking ball. Doubles up with breaking balls away there. It's 2-1 to Judge. Second in the major leagues in home runs with 16, only behind the Phillies' Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber has homered in 5 games in a row, which is a Phillies record. Here's a 2-1 to Judge, DHing today. That's a breaking ball, weakly hit foul.
And see, that's a ball normally that Aaron Judge will put a barrel on right there. But I still think in the back of his mind, he's thinking about those two-seamers that came inside his first at bat. That breaking ball was pretty well right in the heart of the plate.
Bradish looking for a 1-2-3 fourth. And he's got it. Two-seamer right in the heart, and he freezes Judge for his 5th strikeout.
Oh, it's a two-seam dream, and that's what he's got today. Watch this little backdoor two-seamer. Look at that thing come back. It came back about 8 inches. Judge caught looking, Birds up by 3.
Join us on Memorial Day Monday, May 25th, as the Orioles host the Tampa Bay Rays. 20,000 fans take home a Maryland replica jersey presented by MDOT's Work Zone Safety Campaign. Get your tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Well, Max Fried is out after 3 innings. Gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 strikeouts. He'll give way to Paul Blackburn, making his 12th appearance of the year. Very good ERA for him. Walks have been a little bit of an issue. 15 2/3, 7 walks, and 10 strikeouts for the right-hander, Blackburn. That's his pitch of choice. Cutter, most used pitch. Then that sinking fastball, curveball, changeup, and a sweeper as well.
The Orioles were terrific against Max Fried in 3 innings.
Yeah, I think they did, KB. They got the pitch count up, and if you go back and look at the 5 hits he gave up, if I'm not mistaken, 4 of the 5 hits the Orioles have gotten off of Fried or got off Fried were to the backside of the field. I think Kobe Mayo was the only one that pulled the ball.
That's pulled foul by O'Neill. You know what else you could say about 4 of the 5 hits against Fried? 2 strikes.
Love the approach. And Fried's one of those guys, because there's so many all-speed pitches, you got to almost set, especially when you get behind. Use the backside of the field, and the Orioles did it brilliantly.
2-2 for Tio. So Max Fried, shortest outing in 2 years. And 2/3 of an inning, 43 pitches with Atlanta at Philly. We don't have any official word, but it's, I think, safe to assume something's going on with Max Fried. He wouldn't be taken out after just 3 innings. We've seen him fight back from ineffective starts before.
Well, you know, we had the shot of their pitching coach, Matt Blake, coming out of the tunnel where Max Fried likes to sit in between innings, and he instantly came out of the tunnel and got on the phone after having, I'm sure, a conversation with Max Fried.
And O'Neill is on with a leadoff walk. Orioles have the leadoff man on for the 4th consecutive inning.
Pressure. Constant pressure on one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
How about this for the Orioles today? They had 26 swings off Max Fried, only 4 swings and misses. Picked up 5 hits and a walk in 3 innings. And now they deal with Blackburn, pitching on 2 days rest. Ball one for Leody Taveras, who bounced into a fielder's choice in the second inning. Scored all the way from first on a Kobe Mayo double. Leody swings through a changeup. A little soft ground ball to second, could be two. Chisholm Volpe, and it's too slow for the Yankees to get that double play. So Taveras has bounced into a second fielder's choice.
Well, let's take a look at Max Fried. This is his last 3 starts now. Today and in the 8th against Milwaukee, gave up 5 runs. See the 3 walks and 3 walks in his start against the Orioles 3 starts ago as well. So 3 earned runs in 2 of them and 5 earned runs in the middle start.
Kobe Mayo on the first pitch, out to left field, and Bellinger gets to it. Mayo, who doubled in the first run, skies out here. Well, this has been a difficult road trip for the Yankees. 1-4. They are swept in Milwaukee. They lose the opener here. A game where they were no-hitting the Orioles into the 7th inning. And though the Yankees won yesterday, now they are down 3 and down their starter after 3.
Where do they come in? 2 games behind the Rays?
Yes. Weston Wilson right up the middle squares it up to Chisholm. So Blackburn gets a hard hit out to end the 4th. It's a 3-0 Baltimore lead. Lock in your block of seats or hospitality package today and save big with group seating, offering a wide variety of seating and pricing options to fit any group's needs. Visit Orioles.com/groups to learn more. Great start for Kyle Bradish. 4 no-hit innings against the Yankees. Check out the swings and misses.
Yep, it's been a north and south approach today for Kyle Bradish. 4-seamers up, sets up that breaking ball down, and he's locating it perfectly. He wants that 4-seamer top quadrants of the strike zone and then the curveball below the zone.
There's a 2-seamer low to Cody Bellinger. Why is that such an effective pairing?
Well, it's effective because, one, he's got good fastball movement and good velocity up, but it sets up what was his best pitches last time out against the A's, and that's that breaking ball. So it comes out of the same window, looks like another fastball coming, does the curveball, and then it has that bottom to it. They still take the 2-seamer, go in and out with the 2-seamer occasionally because it is his favorite 2-seam fastball. But right now he's got a north to south approach. And if you look at the Yankee swings, a lot of their swings are bottom to top. And so how do you attack players that have bottom to top attacks? Fastballs up, breaking balls down.
1-1 for Bellinger is a two-seamer tapped foul.
Bellinger, yeah.
7 lefties in this lineup.
He just torched the Orioles over in New York a little over a week ago. 8 for 16, a couple of homers, 8 RBIs. The Orioles have him quiet so far in this series.
He's walked twice, has an RBI, but he's 0 for 7. Kyle's 1-2. Missed with a slider.
You got to be careful with the breaking balls to Cody Bellinger. He's got 5 homers on the year. All 5 of his home runs have come on breaking balls. Not say you can't throw him one, you just got to throw it in the right spot.
That appears to be the right spot. Took a high bounce. First day without Nicole Sherry, got super balls on the infield. Nicely played by Pete.
Yeah, never assume anything. Thought he was going to get a candy hop. He had to go up and grab this one. That ball hit something. I don't know if it hit the edge of the grass. What does this ball hit? Oh, it
yeah,
did.
right off
It
the
hit
lip.
right off the lip of the grass, man. Cause it to shoot up. Watch where it hits. Just right there. And boy, Pete Alonso reels it in.
3-1 ground out. 12 in a row retired by Kyle Bradish since the leadoff walk. Breaking ball low to a sinking Jazz Chisholm Jr. Chisholm struck out swinging his first time. Bradish has K'd 5. He has 6 outs on the ground as well. Only 2 in the air. Chisholm in the air to right. That's the Yankees' first hit. It will be played off the wall by O'Neill. Chisholm's going to run on T.O. and he is in there with a double.
Boy, Jazz Chisholm never checked up. He had one thing on his mind when he hit that one. Get to second base. 7th double of the year. Breaking ball left, maybe a little bit too much in the strike zone right there. That's a pretty good swing, though. Boy, he never checked up.
Laughing in the face of danger, Tyler O'Neill's cannon was a little offline. Chisholm is a terrific runner. And the Yankees end the no-hit bid for Kyle Bradish after 4 1/3. So Ryan McMahon stands in. Yankees' first runner in scoring position, and McMahon gets out in front of a curveball for strike 1. McMahon now 0 for 9, 4 strikeouts in the series after punching out on a fastball in his first time. Yankees with running scoring position have been outstanding this year. Second highest OPS in the league of 859. Hitting for power, working walks. That fastball cuts inside to McMahon. Ryan at 8 for 27, 296 runners in scoring position plus 4 walks. So he's really struggled on the year. Just 202, but much better in these particular spots. He takes a fastball for a strike.
Got to keep an eye on Chisholm at second base, man. He is just bouncing around out there. 11 stolen bases on the year.
In the dirt, that gets away from Adley Rutschman. And Chisholm bounces over to third on a wild pitch. The 4th thrown by Kyle Bradish this year.
Orioles the 2nd most wild pitches in baseball. It's hurt them at time to time. This one hurts right here. Rutsch couldn't quite keep it in front.
He just missed it with the glove, headed off his body.
Well, if you're going to be on one knee, it's hard to get back and block it up. You're almost relying on picking the ball. And look, Rutsch has been good this year picking the ball, but it's hard to do, especially with the spin rates that Kyle Bradish has. And when you have that in your back pocket, sometimes it just doesn't matter, KB.
You were saying about spin rates?
Spin them if you got them. Boy, he is spinning that number 2 today. Watch the depth on this thing. That is a thing of beauty there. Stays in the zone a long time and then watch it just disappear.
Curveball with about 6 feet of drop. And Kyle Bradish has his 6th strikeout of the game as he faces the rookie Spencer Jones. Got a high strike to the 6-7 Jones.
And that's where you want to pitch him.
Just a zone clipper. Jones grounded out to first base on 7 pitches. 70th pitch today for Kyle Bradish. It's a little too tall.
2 up there. Got to think the curveball's coming now. Spencer Jones, I'm talking about, it's real when you talk about power. There's a lot of swing and miss in there, but when he gets it, it'll go as far as any ball you'll see.
Jones came up last week. Jason Dominguez placed on the IL with a sprained left shoulder AC joint. Jones is 1 for 12 in the big leagues. Last year in the minors, 35 homers, 116 games. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, clobbered foul. Jones slugged .571 between Somerset and Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the AA and AAA affiliates. In another organization, he probably had been in the big leagues before now, but the Yankees obviously have great outfield depth. Here's a 2-2 from Bradish. That is ball 3. It was.
Three-two breaking ball. What do you think?
You tell me. What do you think?
I like it. 3-2. Oh, heater.
Now 3-2 breaking ball?
I would think so. I mean, you got the righty Volpe on deck. Spencer Jones was a little bit closer to catching up with that elevated fastball. It's either a front door two-seamer or a breaking ball.
The 7th pitch from Bradish. Low slider. Nice take by Spencer Jones, who has seen Kyle Bradish well.
That was a good take.
I'll bring up Anthony Volpe as the tying run.
Caught the plate, but just a little bit down.
Couple of pitches Bradish almost had for strike 3. Instead, it's Volpe with 2 on, 2 out in a 3-0 game. Volpe takes 2 tall. Second walk of the game for New York, which had its first hit of the afternoon this inning.
Well, this has been the bugaboo inning for Kyle Bradish on the year so far. And again, it's a sample size, only 8 starts, but the ERA in the 5th inning, over 12.
Runners in scoring position, the league 318 against Bradish this year, 869 the OPS. Drew French maybe not long from a visit to the mound, hoping that can wait for a dugout conversation. 2-0 to Volpe is a slider bending in there for strike 1. This has been the heaviest, heftiest inning for Kyle Bradish today. Pitch count at 78. First and third, 2 down. And Volpe is called for a swing there by Chris Guccione.
That's such a good sequence, isn't it? Slider to get back in the count 2-1. You're right out of the same window as two-seamer in.
He seemed like he barely moved his hands, but it's strike 2. The 2-2. Hey, Kyle just keeps hopping off the mound, hoping he's going to get a strike 3 pitch to one of these hitters. Number 9 hitter is Scar awaiting. Jones will be off from first. Chisholm's at third. It's a 3-2 pitch coming with 2 outs. And first Bradish checks on the rookie. Anthony Volpe flied out to center in his first major league at bat of the year. Much maligned Yankee shortstop back up from AAA yesterday into the lineup today. And he stays alive. Looked like that pitch was well off the plate.
Sinker, sinker, slider, then doubled up on the sinker again, then slider away.
Another 3-2. A curveball to end it. Bradish finally has the finishing touch in the 5th.
How about his 7th punch out of the day? 3-2 count. What's he lean on? He's been leaning on his best pitch the last 2 starts. That breaking ball, that's a death ball right there is what that is. Kyle Bradish, 7 punch outs on the day. Orioles up 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
As the weather heats up, lock in your seats. The Tower Federal Credit Union Bird Bath Splash Zone. Celebrate every Orioles moment, but be alert. Mr. Splash may be sending water your way. And when an Orioles player hits a home run in your section, you'll leave with a free ticket to a future game. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com/birdbath. Paul Blackburn back out there for the 5th inning. There's Mr. Splash, who's had a pretty busy afternoon. 3 runs against Max Fried for the Orioles.
Yeah, but
He's got the right nozzle setting.
Oriole offense got to keep on going, KB. You got to keep the pedal down against the Yankees because they are explosive.
2 strikes here on Blaze. It was only an 11-pitch inning for Blackburn in the 4th. The Orioles have seen Paul Blackburn a few times this year. 4 scoreless innings now in 3 games against Baltimore. Alexander Ward and Henderson 9, 1 and 2. Blaze had a bunt hit against Max Fried. Breaks his bat here on a ball ticketed for center field. 2-hit game from the Orioles number 9 man.
Boy, the Orioles continue to pressure up the Yankees. 5 innings, the leadoff guy has reached all 5 innings for the Orioles. Little spinning breaking ball just off the end of the bat, but hits it in a perfect spot. Cracked the bat.
Taylor Ward has been on both times today. That's in tight to Ward. leadoff single, and then a third inning walk. So 3 for 8 with a double, 2 walks in the series. Ward came into today leading the major leagues in times on base, and he looks unlikely to relinquish that. Has now reached base 83 times in 43 games. And look, again, the power hasn't been there. It feels like the swing hasn't been right on right now, but he said, I do my best work in the middle of the heart of the plate.
Yep.
When I don't get it there, I'm not chasing.
I just want to see him be a little more aggressive in counts like this.
That's a good take.
Yep.
That's a pitcher's pitch if Paul Blackburn can get him to swing at that on 2-0, and Taylor just won't.
I think Taylor Ward would be a great hit and run guy too. Get counts in his favor.
He might be the perfect, because you know if it's not in the strike zone, he's not going to swing it.
Well, this is the opportunity. Blaze Alexander, 3 stolen bases on the year. He's got above average speed. Gunnar Henderson waiting his turn.
He knows Taylor. He said he's been kind of scuffling. Happy to be getting on base in a slump. Again, it's a slump where he's still putting pressure on pitchers and getting on base, but he'd like to be a little more aggressive in these counts too, he feels.
Big hole in the right side too. And it's been a steady diet of pitches on the outside part of the plate, which falls right into the hands of Taylor Ward. Hit the ball at backside of the field.
Takes a cutter there. There's into a full count.
How many times have we said that this year? Taylor Ward works his way into a full count.
I think it's 52
More
now.
than one.
It's the most in the majors. 51st. This is his 51st full count of the year. There goes Blaze. Strike 3, and
Ball came out.
yeah, it did. So I don't know if Nick Lentz ever made the call, but he's going to now hold up his hands to signal play is dead, because Jas Chisholm may have jammed his right hand.
Got to go down as Blaze Alexander's 4th stolen base of the year.
Partial swing for Ward, and looked like Blaze's hand ended up in the glove there for a moment.
Oh yeah, that glove never got really turned around, because Blaze's left hand hit the glove and kicked it down.
You think he tried to hit the glove, or just the way
I think it's just the way it worked out.
Worked out beautifully for him. So Gunnar Henderson with a runner at second takes ball 1 wide. This MLB season, get a Baja for a blast. When an Orioles home run clears 420 feet, you score a free 20-ounce Mountain Dew Baja Blast by registering at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com.
How about a Gunnar Henderson blast? I'll take that too.
Here's a fly ball to the left. Bellinger didn't move at first. Now backpedaling all the way in front of the wall. He'll make the catch. And Alexander thought about a tag, but will remain at second.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to tag up on this. Felt like the ball was going to be plenty deep enough to tag up, and he thought about it. But Blaze kind of got caught in no man's land there. It's one of those balls, if it hits the wall, you want to be able to score. It looked like to me it was going to stay in the ballpark from the beginning. Did push Cody Bellinger all the way back. Watch Blaze. So the ball goes up. Thinking about going back and tagging right here. Then he gets off a little bit, thinks he'll get off the wall, and then you're hung up in no man's land. Just can't get to the next base in time.
Blackburn working on a potential 5th scoreless inning against the Orioles this season. Started last season with the Mets, ended up pitching 8 games for the Yankees after New York National League released him in August, and New York of the American League picked him up. And he signed with the Yankees as a free agent in the offseason to a $2 million deal. Starting pitcher with the Oakland A's for 8 years, Paul Blackburn, career .490 ERA. There's a 1-1 for Adley Rutschman. Not a big strikeout guy. Walk numbers are not great, but he's just getting outs this year. Not the stuff of Max Fried, but also a legitimate 7-pitch mix. Adley has grounded out to third, lined into a sacrifice fly. 1 for 9 in the series with that 1 RBI. Blackburn stepped off there, so that'll be his second disengagement of the sequence. Adley does have a home run against Paul Blackburn. And a fly ball here to deep right field. Jones leaps, and that ball hits his glove and then hits the top of the wall. It is ruled a home run,
that's a home run
by the first base umpire, Chris Guccione. Spencer Jones may have turned into too tall Jones there as he knocked that ball over the wall for a most unusual home run.
Well, Spencer Jones played it pretty good too. He got back to the wall and he used all that 6'7", 6'8" frame to go up. Adley Rutschman just sneaks it over the wall. His 6th long ball, his 23rd RBI, and the Orioles up by 5 now.
Oh, man. The 6'7" Jones trying to make a great catch at the wall.
That ball, I didn't think that ball had enough to get out, man, but it just kept carrying and carrying. Look at the flag above the Oriole bullpen. It's pushing slightly out towards right center field. Might have had a little something to do with it.
1-1 for Pete. Now here's the pitch and the swing first.
Like just a cutter.
Look
See,
at Adley tip his head.
He just thought he popped it up. Spencer Jones goes up, and boy, the ball just tips off of his glove. I mean, he played it perfectly. Just a little bit short.
Yeah, I think it would have on that last replay gone out either way, Ben.
Yeah. Oh, it had enough. Yeah.
And Jones was just moving in slow motion.
I mean, Adley thought he missed it. He put his head down right away. Ball just kept carrying and carrying. Look at this. Home run? I'll take it. Can I keep running?
That's how that works. Chris Guccione was all over at the first base umpire. Pete to the backside into shallow right. And the Orioles add 2. 2 out, 2-run home run. Adley Rutschman has knocked in 3. Right through the glove of Mr. Jones. Our Supermo Camp presented by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event feels so right it almost feels wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer.
So close, but not close enough.
Adley Rutschman's 6th home run. Spencer Jones had it go basically through his glove. And a 2-run home run for Rutsch, who has a sac fly in the game. He's also catching a 1-hitter. The rare situation where Adley Rutschman catches a day game after a night game, because this was originally a night game until last night. The game was moved up.
Big inning for Kyle Bradish right here. 5-run lead going through the top, 9-1 and 2 after a long inning in the 5th inning.
Yeah, 26 pitches. A lot of 2-strike pitches, 14 2-strike pitches in that inning. Viscara, Grisham, Rice, Judge if anybody reaches. And he's behind Viscara 3-0, and the Orioles unsurprisingly are getting the bullpen going, because that was a taxing inning for Kyle Bradish.
And the last thing he wants to do with a 5-run lead, obviously, is walk the leadoff batter.
Yeah, he takes a whole lot off that fastball. Just grooved it in at 91.
There's Keegan Aiken getting heated up that Oriole bullpen. That's when you take your fastball and throw it down the middle. Don't try to be too cute here. Just make a quality pitch. There you go.
That's exactly what he did. J.C. Viscara, ground ball to second. 5 1/3 for Bradish.
Let's take a look at Kyle Bradish's outs by pitch type. 15 outs so far going into this inning. 7 on the curveball, 4 on the sinker, 2 on that 4-seamer. So he used his fastball for 6 outs, and then 1 on the slider. Got that double play in there, which was huge.
What do you like about where he's thrown the ball today?
I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, I like the 4-seamer up against his lineup and the breaking ball down, and a little bit of east to west in between the 2-seamer and the slider. That 4-seamer's got some nice cut to it too. That's how he stays to the inside part of the plate.
That 4-seamer's a little into Trent Grisham, who's walked and fouled out. Finally, a quick at-bat against Grisham. After 2 full counts, he grounds out on the second pitch, and Bradish has a couple of 4-3s.
Boy, what a good start to the top of the 6th inning for Kyle Bradish. He needs a quick inning here. Could be his last inning, but if he goes quick here, they may run him back out.
Well, he hasn't put up a 0 all season in any of his first 8 starts. 5 1/3 1-run at Kansas City, though it was a 10-hit game, and 3 walks as well. 7 innings, 3 runs last time out. 2 down for Ben Rice. First pitch swinging. That's the 8th swing and miss against a curveball today.
Ryan Yarbrough, the lefty in that Yankee bullpen.
Swing and miss on the curveball. 4th highest rate in baseball, 45%. Backs it up with a 2-seamer low. 7th daytime start for Kyle Bradish as well. The most day starts in the majors. This is one that he wasn't anticipating until last night. What a great job by him of being ready earlier. A little improvisational move on the schedule. And he has shut these Yankee hitters down.
Boy, he's got Ben Rice guessing too. I mean, that fastball was right down the heart of the plate. Reason is Ben Rice has had a steady diet of breaking balls.
Let's see if Kyle can walk off the mound here after 6 scoreless innings. He has struck out Rice twice on low curveballs. And this time Ben was finally wise to the game. Judge waiting. 2-2 from Bradish. And a little tapper out of play. '95th pitch coming for Bradish. He's allowed just a single hit, a Jazz Chisholm double, and walked 2. Grisham in the 1st, Jones in the 5th. His 2-2 is up and away. It's been the kind of dominant effort we got used to seeing from Kyle Bradish. We didn't see this side of him until 5 days ago against the A's. We're seeing it again today.
He's figured it out mechanically. Looks sharper each time he goes out.
Breaking ball, grounded out of play. We'll do it again on 3-2 for Ben Rice. This is the best offense in the American League. It's the third highest scoring team in baseball, the Yankees. And their bats have been completely neutralized by Kyle Bradish. It'll be an 8 pitch to Ben Rice on 3-2. Just got a piece. Yankees slugger who had been torturing the Orioles first 5 games of this season, held to 1 for 4 with a single yesterday. 2 strikeouts today. Pitch number 9. And he missed with a slider. So couldn't get Ben Rice for a 3rd time. And it's Bradish's 3rd walk. 98 pitches in. Greg Alvarez is going to leave him out there to deal with Aaron Judge once more.
He's had Aaron Judge's number so far. Bounced into a double play his first time up. Strikeout looking the 2nd time up for Aaron Judge.
Pitch number 99 to the Yankees, number 99. It's a strike.
If you're Kyle Bradish, whatever you got left in the tank, you use it all right here and right now to get out of this 6th inning.
Off the end of the bat from Judge into shallow right field. Blaze Alexander in 6 scoreless innings. 100 magnificent pitches. 1 hit allowed for Kyle Bradish. Well, Kyle Bradish emptied the tank in that 6th inning. Been 100 pitches, 1 hit, 3 walks, 7 Ks, and no run.
Yeah, we said last time out against the A's was his best start of the year. Well, he bettered it today. Did not allow a run, 7 strikeouts, only 1 hit. And I tell you what, he did a good job going north and south. Fastballs up with that 4-seamer, breaking balls down. Just an outstanding outing for Kyle Bradish. That was big time.
Best 2 outings of the year for you, back-to-back?
100%. And this was the best one for me when you consider the offense.
They only hit a Jazz Chisholm double in the 6th. Trent Grisham had a leadoff walk. Bradish retired Rice and then Judge on a double play in that inning, and through 3 straight 1-2-3 innings. So retired 11 in a row with 12 outs. I should say it was 12 in a row with 13 outs when he got Bellinger in the 5th. Double strikeout walk. Got the next 3, a walk and then a pop out. So the Yankees never got back-to-back runners on against him in the 21 batters faced by Kyle Bradish. A little postmortem here with Adley Rutschman, Ryan Clemick. Some love from Brandon Young and Chris Bassett. On down the line it will go as Kyle Bradish's day is done with at least a 5-0 lead. Tyler O'Neill has his second walk of the game, both against the reliever Paul Blackburn.
Here's Bradish today against the Yankees. 6 innings of work. The 1 hit you meant. Jazz Chisholm had the double. 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And 5 of those 7 strikeouts came on the curveball. 5 of his 10 strikeouts in his last start came on the curveball.
Standing tall on Utah Street in that little action shot, Kyle Bradish. That's it for Paul Blackburn. Aaron Boone will go to Ryan Yarbrough here in a 5-0 game.
This pitching change brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Get a 15-minute oil change plus over 15 courtesy services. With no appointment, get more in a jiffy. Paul Blackburn is out. Ryan Yarbrough, the left-hander, is in, making his 9th appearance of the year. Solid ERA, 12 2/3 is what he's worked so far this year. 10 strikeouts, 5 walks. Opponents hitting 178 off the left-hander, Yarbrough. Cutter leads the way. 2 4-seam fastball, a little changeup and sweeper as well.
I don't know if you knew this. Did you know this is Ryan Yarbrough's 100,000th appearance against the Orioles all time?
That's a lot of appearances.
For a while, they could never hit this guy. It was a bulk reliever for Tampa Bay, and he just owned the Orioles. The last few years have been kinder for the O's against him. His 20th game against the Orioles, 10 starts, 10 in relief, 4.18 career ERA.
You don't see too many of these guys. The arm slot's different. The average fastball is 94 miles an hour at the big league level. He can barely break the speed limit, but he gets you out in front.
There were years where the name Ryan Yarbrough would strike fear in the heart of Orioles fans. 7 innings, 1 run in his first ever game against the Orioles. Tampa Bay in 2018, struck out 8.
If you're left-handed and you can change speeds and throw strikes, you got a chance to stick in the big leagues for a while, and he's done that. And on his pitch comp system, he calls his own pitches.
Here's a challenge.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if J.C. Escar can go 3 for 3. No, he can't.
Goal is confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
Ryan Yarbrough has that pitch comp system on his left hip, and it's 3 buttons, KB, and it says slow, slower, and slowest. That's what it says.
Is that right? You got a good look at it before the game?
Yeah. Slow, slower, and slowest.
All right, let's see which one he picks out here. That would be, that's just slow.
That was just slow.
Yeah, that's good old-fashioned slow. How about this? Ryan Yarbrough, his first 13 career games against the Orioles, his teams went 10-3. The last 6 games he's pitched against the Orioles from 2022 on, his teams are 0-6. So they finally solved him. And Taveras is going to challenge here.
The batter is challenging the pitch.
That's the Orioles' first challenge of the series. And it's a strike.
The call is confirmed. The batter is out. Baltimore has 1 challenge remaining.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Both teams lost a challenge in that sequence. Got him on the slow. Kobe Mayo kicked off the party with an RBI double in the second. O'Neill at first. And Mayo takes cutter a little high. Blackburn 2+, 2 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 18 strikes, 18 balls, and 36 pitches. O'Neill is his responsibility. We do have word on Max Fried, by the way, why he left the game after 3 innings. Mayo lashes one to left first, and he's got a 2-hit game. Great series for Kobe Mayo. Here's the word on Max Fried from the Yankees. He exited the game with left elbow posterior soreness. He will be examined by team physician Dr. Chris Ahmad and undergo imaging tomorrow in New York. When you hear left elbow posterior soreness, what do you
Anytime you hear elbow, you get worried on a pitcher. Posterior, now that's on the outside, I'm guessing?
That's what I would guess as well.
If it is the outside, that's better than down below.
Right. Weston Wilson. Ball 1.
But you can bet one thing, Garrett Cole's phone has already rung.
Yes, unfortunately for the Yankees,
he is close to coming back. Probably would like to have a couple of more starts, at least one more.
Wilson to the left side. That's a base hit. O'Neill had to hold up, making sure Volpe didn't catch the ball. And so Weston Wilson loads the bases. Tell you what, you put Weston Wilson in the lineup, he's going to find a way to get on base.
Weston Wilson came in hitting 278 off left-handers, man. He waits back just long enough. This ball got on the label just a little bit. But a chance here for the Orioles, a big-time chance to play a little ad on here. Blaze Alexander has had himself a good day. 2 for 2 with a stolen base.
Blaze looking for his second 3-hit game as an Oriole.
Orioles 3 for 6 today. Runners in scoring position. Love to make it 4 for 7.
Fried, by the way, has spent 11 different trips on the injury list. That's a lot of injuries in his career. Never anything for an elbow. Well, that's a new concern for him, for the Yankees. Alexander takes a high cutter. Look at Max Fried's injury history. There are a couple of blister issues. There are a few forearm issues, a few hamstring issues, back spasms, groin, concussion, but never the elbow. 1-1 from Yarbrough to Alexander. Swing and a ground ball through the left side, a base hit to score O'Neill. Will it score Mayo as well? Yes, it will. Standing up.
Well, how about you, Blaze Alexander, huh? A 3 for 3 day. A stolen base, and now 2 RBIs, and the Orioles extend their lead. Now up 7-0.
They had been 0 for their last 10, Ben, with the bases loaded, but Blaze comes through.
Boy, right off the little changeup, he just goes out. Watch him circle this ball. Just circles it and hits it in the perfect spot. Volpe in double play depth. He couldn't get up to it. Kobe Mayo scores from second base. Orioles push across 2 more.
Taylor Ward, 6th batter of the inning. He charged that first run to Blackburn. Now 2+ and 3 earned for him. And Yarborough on 6 days rest is probably just going to try to soak up the rest of this game, but he has allowed 3 consecutive hits after a strikeout of Taveras. Single walk K for Ward. He takes outside.
What a difference a day makes, huh?
Oh, man.
1 for 12 runners in scoring position last night. 4 for 7 today for the Orioles.
Up a touchdown with a PAT to boot. 2-1 for Ward. Feels like it's only a matter of time for this offense to feel more like the offense we thought it would be. They're not going to have Jordan Westburg for a while, if at all, obviously, but there are still a lot of big bats here. We did find out today Jordan met with Dr. Neil Elatrash and is talking to his agent, family member support team. So that's not great news, as Jordan has been reevaluated for a partially torn UCL.
No, on the surface it doesn't look good.
Ward with a high drive to left field. Bellinger will camp underneath it, and that's out number 2. The Orioles have flexed their depth today for a 7-0 lead, 2 outs here in the 6th, and you can watch it on Massive Plus all year long. iOS, Android mobile devices, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, or Roku. Massive Plus monthly subscriptions are available for just $19.99 a month. Go to MassiveSports.com or scan that QR code today. Orioles should Jackson Holiday back soon. I know we've said that. It's his 3rd rehab stint, but he's feeling much better. Gunnar Henderson with 2 outs over to first base. Rice, Yarborough, and the inning is over. 2 more across for the Orioles. Blaze Alexander singles them both home. Rocking out on a Wednesday afternoon here at the ballpark. 7-0, the Orioles lead it. And Keegan Aiken replaces Kyle Bradish.
Yeah, Keegan Aiken, his first appearance of the year, folks. He gave up 6 runs in 1 inning, but 6 then, his last 6 outings, only 1 run allowed. Typical Keegan Aiken command. Hasn't walked a batter in 6 2/3, 7 strikeouts.
Kyle Bradish, 6 one-hit innings, 100 pitches, 60 strikes. And the last time Kyle Bradish put up a 0 in the run column is second to last start of 2024, June 8th of that year, which was also 6 innings, 1 hit, 9 strikeouts in that game, a win at Tampa Bay.
Well, if this turnaround is going to happen for the Orioles, it's going to be because of the starting pitching starting to get going.
Yeah.
Need Trevor Rogers to be Trevor Rogers. Obviously, Kyle Bradish, back-to-back really good starts for him.
How about for Kyle today, Ben? His curveball spin rate, 2766 RPMs, revolutions per minute. That is the highest average spin rate on a curveball in a game in his career.
You could tell, too. It was late and it was tight. Had a lot of depth to it. Typically, he spins at about 26 on the RPM, so up about 100 RPMs.
Bellinger grounded out to the right side twice against him. And Bellinger flicks a 2-2 pitch right out of the glove. 2 days rest for Keegan Aiken. His last outing was as a starter. He opened the game Sunday against the A's and had a 1-2-3 first inning.
Worked out pretty good, too. He went 1-2-3. Bassett behind him. What, Bassett give up, what, 1 run in 6 innings right behind him as the follower?
Bellinger slices one to center field, and Taveras. Cody is 0 for 3. Aiken gets the leadoff man. Orioles have had the leadoff runner on all 6 innings. The Yankees have had the leadoff runner on only 1 inning and none of the last 6 innings. Last time the Orioles had a leadoff runner on in the first 6 innings, September 2024 against the White Sox.
Good velocity tonight, or today, for Keegan Aiken.
Jazz Chisholm, the only Yankee hit. 5th inning double for Jazz. Yankees are on the precipice of a 1-5 road trip.
And that was after a homestand where they were outstanding. They had a 6-1 homestand.
Chisholm chips it over to Blaze. Celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage at Camden Yards Thursday, May 28th. The Orioles host the Jays at 6:35. A special ticket package includes an Orioles AAPI celebration cap and a ticket to the game. Groups of 15 or more can save as well. Go to Orioles.com/ticket packages. Ryan McMahon out of play. Tell you what, it's hard to overstate a series in mid-May. It's so early in the year. But psychologically, after the way the Orioles got, to quote their manager, punched in the face by the Yankees.
Yes.
To come back a little over a week later, win the series, and potentially win Game 3 big, if this lead or something close to it holds. How big of a psychological boost would that be?
I think it's huge. Anytime you get punched in the mouth and you run up against the team again just about a week later, and if this holds up, you beat them 2 out of 3 after being swept, I think it goes a long ways. And look, this has been a tough stretch for the Orioles. We've touched on it. It's been 15 games in 14 days. It'll be a much-needed off day tomorrow for the Orioles. And you get to go face the Nats, who have an outstanding offense. The pitching staff, not so good. Could be some high-scoring games in that one. Then a huge series coming up in Tampa against the Rays, the first-place team in the American League East, who seem to be doing it all right now. 3rd best team batting average in baseball, top 10 in offense, one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
Ryan McMahon with a pop-up. Gunnar Henderson waving off everybody, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Keegan Aiken. A 7-0 lead in the 7th. It's been a heavenly afternoon for the Orioles, trying to take a series from the Yankees. Ryan Yarbrough, the Yankees' long man, out there after Max Fried pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, and was removed with left elbow posterior soreness. Paul Blackburn gave up 3 runs and 2+. Yarbrough allowed another run in the 6th. It's been a great day for Adley. A ground out, a sac fly, and a 2-run home run. So 3 RBIs for Rutschman. His 3rd game of the year with 3 or more RBIs.
Dietrich again starting to get heated up. Adley's got the OPS a little over 900.
Off the end of the bat, and that'll be flagged by Rice. It's probably too early to talk All-Stars, 44 games into the year, but just keep an eye on both Oriole catchers, because Rutschman and Basayo are off to that kind of a start.
Oh, I agree. And look, they've been pretty good on both sides of the ball, too.
Yeah.
Adley Rutschman's throwing out a high percentage of runners right now. What is it, 33%?
Yep. 9 caught stealing. Yankees haven't run at him today. They haven't had many chances to, of course. There's Rico Garcia. Again, I'm not ready to get into all-star cases yet. It's game 44, but let's just say we have our eye on a Rico Garcia campaign.
I would think so.
Let's say.
You pitch 19 innings and you give up 1 hit. I think you'd be in the conversation as of right now.
Hopefully it'll be an off day for Rico. Orioles have the day off tomorrow. As you mentioned, this ends 15 games in 14 days.
With some tough travel mixed in there too. It wasn't just 15 and 14. It was some getting in at 4 o'clock in the morning in a couple spots and having to go play the next day, which, look, everybody's going to have to do that.
Two and 1 for Pete.
The question is, if the Orioles hang on and win today, what's the momentum look like going forward? We've seen this a little bit this year where they've looked pretty good in spurts and you say, okay, they're getting ready to take off, and then they take a step back again. Can they build on this momentum? If they can win 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, then you go into DC. Can you build on it? That's the question. That's where they've struggled, the consistency of being able to do it. Well, it's in the tank. A lot of people think it's in the tank for the Orioles. The question is, they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to figure out a way.
A wise man once said momentum is the next day starting pitcher, right? And Shane Baz would be the next game starting pitcher.
Yeah,
So
and look, the way he pitched the last time out, so you got to think he's pretty confident. No, not Baz. I was thinking of Bassett. Yeah, Baz struggled his last time out, and he's due for a good one.
It'll be Baz, then Bassett, and Brandon Young. Those are the scheduled starters in D.C. We'll see if the Orioles maybe use the opener philosophy. Nat starters are all TBA.
Yeah, they haven't announced theirs as of yet.
Pete strikes out against that Yarbrough cutter. 5 Ks for Yankee pitching today. Pretty good contact day for the Orioles. 5 strikeouts for 31 hitters. 2 down for Tyler O'Neill. Get ready for runs in the district.
Yeah,
because the Nats score them and they allow them in bunches.
Give them up. Their ERA 28th out of 30 teams in baseball.
Yarbrough bends one into Tyler O'Neill. ERA's 28th. However, the Nationals have scored the 2nd most runs in baseball.
Yeah.
Who could have seen that coming? The Nationals outscoring everybody but the Braves.
Talk about a pickup on offense, huh? Now, their defense, too, has been a struggle for them. They have allowed more unearned runs than anybody in baseball. So you couple that with a struggling pitching staff, and you're going to give up some runs.
Friday night, 6:45 is the first game at Nats Park. Rivalry weekend across Major League Baseball. Yankees will play the Mets this weekend. Still 0-2 for O'Neill.
Tyler O'Neill on base twice today. Struck out looking on a changeup his first at bat, then back-to-back walks. And he seems to be having a lot better quality at bat as of late.
Only 1 for 7 in the series, but 3 walks. The 1 hit's an RBI double. And the type of swings that make you think there's maybe a little bit more coming soon. Some long, loud foul balls. Strikes out here. Yarbrough zooms in the cutter and has a 1-2-3 7th. O's up by 7 into the 8th. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by American Standard Air. Find your local independent American Standard Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. 8th inning at Oriole Park. Still 1 hit on the board and 1 hit only for the New York Yankees. Keegan Aiken, 16 pitches, 11 strikes, and a perfect 7th. And Dietrich Enns has the 8th.
Dietrich Enns making his 9th appearance of the year. 10 2/3 he's worked. 11 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 194 off the left-hander Enns. The walks have been a little bit of an issue. 7 walks in 10 2/3, but the ERA outstanding for the left-hander. 4-seam fastball leads the way. Changeup, sweeper, cutter, curveball for Enns after that. There it is. Fastball's going to average right at 94.
Enns pitched on Monday, was the winning pitcher, inning in 2/3 in relief. A hit and a strikeout. Came into a runner on third, 1 out jam in the 6th. Struck out Jazz Chisholm, and then made one of the plays of the year. Ryan McMahon hit a ground ball to first. Pete Alonso's throw was behind Enns. Dietrich caught it with the bare hand, stepped on the base, and got the out.
Throw was a little bit behind him, but he was able to reach back and grab it with the bare hand and somehow touch the base at the same time.
2-1 on Spencer Jones.
Well, speaking of the Oriole relievers, man, it's kind of gone under the radar in this series. But if my math is right, it's 9 2/3 in 3 games of shutout baseball for this bullpen against the Yankees.
Your math is right.
It's kind of flown under the radar a little bit that the relievers have been that good.
That's a leadoff walk. Here's the play by Dietrich Enns.
Yeah, shows you a little athleticism here. Foot race is on right here. Watch Polar Bear a little bit behind him, but boy, he reached back in a big moment, grabs it and steps on the bag all at the same time. Nearly impossible to pull off, but he found out a way to do it.
So scary too, because McMahon almost stepped on his foot coming down the line. There was a lot that could go wrong, and thankfully did not.
Because it was either a runner at third or a runner at second that was going to score if the play wasn't made in a big moment of the ball game.
Yeah, Aaron Judge was at third.
Yeah.
So that would have been a 3-0 Yankee lead, and of course the Orioles would get a 3-run home run for Mayo an inning later. Volpe 0 for 2 in his season debut. Beautiful changeup from Dietrich.
Good changeup right there. Fastball usage a little over 50% for Enns. But he's got a little bit of everything in his back pocket.
Volpe flicks one to right down the line. That ball is foul. We'll see what ends up happening with Anthony Volpe this year. Again, he's playing with Jose Caballero on the IL. Aaron Boone made it pretty clear. He had kind of tap danced around the topic for a while, but then made it clear yesterday Jose Caballero is going to be the starting shortstop when he returns from a fractured finger.
Yeah, I felt like the Yankees kind of built up Volpe, and it wasn't fair to him. They compared him to Derek Jeter from the very beginning, and there's not many Derek Jeters in the world. We know that. So he had a lot of expectations. No, but you play in New York, you play in that market, you're going to get built up. Then it becomes pressure to perform.
Yeah, and I think less about Aaron Boone, who does a good job of trying to take down the temperature, but Yankee fans, members of the media, people who call into WFAN, that's the climate that you get thrown into.
Yeah, and look, he got off to a good start. Finished 8th in the Rookie of the Year, won a Gold Glove in his rookie season. So the expectations began to grow.
Even 2024, he didn't have a great year, but he had a good postseason, a grand slam in the World Series, and has had a couple of swing fluctuations over the years. 3-2 pitch here, popped up. Henderson in retreat. And Volpe's 0 for 3. Now it's time for a word from Hyundai.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Now, get the Hyundai Tucson with 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
J.C. Escara with a couple of groundouts. And a ground ball foul here. Here's an odd statistic for the Yankees. 25-9 again, or no, sorry, 26-8 against teams with a losing record. 1-8 against teams with a winning record. Now that may just be some early season weirdness, but they got swept by Tampa Bay, swept in Milwaukee, and lost 2 out of 3 to the A's. Breaking ball grounded foul. Yankees still look like a really good team, but certainly the cracks in the facade are more aware than they were in the Bronx.
Well, they're so left-handed heavy, and that's why Stanton is a big part of their offense. When he's out, it takes away a big right-handed bat, and it shortens that lineup a little bit. When he's in that lineup, it lengthens that lineup for the Yankees. It's a top-heavy lineup for me with some guys at the bottom that can do some damage and haven't had great years.
Carlos Stanton with a right calf strain right now, which is why he's injured. I mentioned Jason Dominguez is on the IL. He crashed into the wall 6 days ago. Escara to short, caught by Henderson, back to first, double play.
Yes, sir.
A rookie mistake by Spencer Jones, and ends throws a scoreless 8th.
Boy, watch this right here. Gunnar Henderson, you talk about a cannon from an arm, catches it, and all in one motion, a bullet. Pete Alonso reaches out, a double play, goes off the field.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Orioles, the official source for your Baltimore Orioles gear. One measly hit by the Yankees, 4 walks and nothing else. Big day for Adley with a sac fly and a 2-run homer. Blaze Alexander with 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs and a steal. And a 7-0 Baltimore lead here in the 8th. Orioles 3 outs away from their first shutout of the year. In fact, it would be the first shutout in any Orioles game. They have not been shut out, and they have not thrown a shutout. Leody Taveras leading off the 8th against Yarbrough. Swing and a miss. 69-mile-per-hour sweeper.
That was slowest.
It's like a Goldilocks pitch com. Too slow, too fast, just slow enough.
Slower and slowest.
Bugs Bunny changeups, and there's an 83-mile-an-hour cutter. They come in many forms in the majors. Our Old Dominion Monarch, Ryan Yarbrough. Set a Tampa Bay rookie record. 16 wins in 2018. Mainly a bulk guy there with the Rays when the Rays were popularizing the opener strategy.
Yeah, boy. Seemed like the Rays were the first ones that made it very popular. And it worked for them, too. And your Cano getting heated up. Look at that arm slot, man. You just don't see it. Just kind of gets under it and spins it in there.
You know what's amazing, too? That's real speed.
Travels at half the speed of smell, you say, huh?
He returned to the Yankees this offseason. He said it was the perfect fit. The Yankees were aggressive, and he just likes the way that he fits on this staff. Hadn't pitched in a week, but able to soak up some innings for them. Inside to Leody. Taveras has grounded into 2 fielders' choices. He's also struck out. He has scored a run.
I mean, you think about it. You bring him in behind a guy that's throwing upper 90s, 100 miles an hour, and it's just a totally different look. And hard for hitters to make those adjustments.
Maybe it's like shooting on a 7-foot rim for a quarter in basketball. Sounds easy, but just wait till you try it.
And you hear people say, oh, just sit back and wait on it. Well, that's a lot easier said than done.
Taveras, Mayo, and Wilson, the Orioles 6, 7, 8 hitters. Ground ball, Leody. Volpe makes his first error of the year. Well, he had all kinds of defensive troubles last year, and a fairly routine play goes the Orioles' way.
Oh, gosh. I don't think he's a Volpe fan. Did everything right. I mean, he pivoted over, got in front of it. The ball just got on the heel of his glove.
First error of the year for Volpe in his first game of the year. Leody Taveras has had an odd day. He's 0 for 4, and yet he's been standing on first base 3 times. Volpe 17, 16, and 19 errors in his 3 big league seasons, respectively. Mayo's had a nice game. 2 hits, including an RBI double and a 2-0 count. Kobe needed a series like this. He needed one in the worst way, and that home run 2 days ago came in a day where he wasn't even in the original lineup. Samuel Basallo was scratched. Kobe told us he didn't take a swing. Gets thrown into the fire, and he's had good plate appearances throughout the 3-game set. This ball popped up. Rice will not have a play. That's well into the stands. Oh, man. Ball had a
ping-ponging all
couple
around.
of different lives there. Jackson Holiday couldn't get to it in time. Oh, no, come on.
Give it to me.
Give it to Jed.
Give it. Nope. He tried.
Jed trying to be rewarded for absolutely no effort. Fouled away again by Kobe. Mayo DHing for a second time in 3 games. Played third yesterday. Kobe pops the ball up into fair territory now, as long as Rice can find it in the sun and make the catch. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Jed, you have to actually go for the ball. Carson Ware doing a great job of nothing as our camera utility behind him as well. Yeah, good job, good effort.
Yeah, give him credit for trying.
What trying?
He tried to get somebody to give him the ball. That's what he tried to do.
By the way, I feel like we had a third of our crew hanging out down there, and none of them went to the ball. I think I see Tucker down there as well. Geez, I didn't know that the post-game party had already started in Section 18, guys. 1-1 for Weston Wilson. Find a harder working group in the business. You can. Wilson into a fielder's choice, 5-4. And there are 2 away. In the 9th inning, it'll be Grisham, Rice, and Judge against Cano, who's going to try to close out the Orioles' first shutout of the season here in game 44. Let's see if Blaze Alexander could pick up a 4th hit first.
Does Blaze Alexander have a 4-hit game in his career?
Well, I'm glad you asked. The answer is no. This is his 5th career 3-hit game. His other 3-hit game was against the Yankees on May the 4th. That was the Monday game in that series. I was not working that game, so I didn't get a chance to say this to you in person. I didn't get a chance to say May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day. How'd you celebrate without me?
Star Wars Day?
Yeah.
As usual. Just another day. KB, it's just another day.
Well, that was not just another catch behind us. Very nice play made by a gentleman with a glove. Just giving out high fives now.
Somewhere Rex Barney is saying, give that fan a contract.
Yes. Two and 2 for Blaze. We're celebrating a belated Star Wars weekend at the ballpark in a couple of weekends, May 28th. And I'm not going to be here that weekend. This is just crushingly sad to me. May 28th through the 31st. Going to have Star Wars fireworks.
I like fireworks.
Jordan Westberg Star Wars bobblehead. I know Westy's hurt, but that's going to be a very cool collectible. And I hear from our friend Chef Dan. Maybe some Star Wars themed food as well. Hopefully will be saved for my return.
That thing he brought us the other day. We've had a lot of good food. The smash burger yesterday was, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 10. The pickles were really good. I can't believe you didn't try the pickles. The pickles were good.
I just don't like pickles.
But that limoncello, whatever its name was just outstanding.
Coachella tiramisu. Hey, let's see if the Orioles can get their first shutout of the year. What do you say? Orioles are off tomorrow. Join us Friday at 6. O's Extra pregame presented by Bet365 as the Orioles take on the Nationals. Shane Baz scheduled to start for the Birds. They're the first battle of the Beltways this year.
Well, speaking of flying under the radar, Yennier Cano for me is not getting enough credit, man. He comes in making his 20th appearance, the ERA 1.20. Only one walk and 11 strikeouts in his 15 innings of work. Opponents hitting 137 off the big right-hander, Cano.
15 innings, 7 hits. A whip of 0.53 as he throws a strike to Trent Grisham. He's pitching for his second straight day, but that's the best option for Craig Albarnez here because Josh Walker's likely unavailable after 2 innings yesterday. Kittredge and Wells threw more than Cano yesterday, and then you don't want to use Garcia or Nunez up 7-0. So Cano goes an inning here if all goes according to plan. And the Orioles bullpen get a nice day off. Got a couple of well-rested relievers before they head to DC, including Rico. Was throwing a little bit in the 8th inning just in case. It's up high to Grisham. The Orioles have not shut out an opponent, and they have not been shut out through their first 43 games. If that seems like a lot, it is a lot. And we found out some context in that from who else but our friend, the wonderful, one-of-a-kind Sarah Langs, who tells us the last major league team to go 43 games into a season without throwing a shutout or being shut out 9 years ago, 2017 Washington Nationals. Ball forward to Grisham. He's on with his second leadoff walk of the game, the first and the 9th innings. The only other time in Orioles history 43 games without throwing or being shut out, 1996. That was, of course, a rather high-scoring Oriole team. Postseason team that year. There's Ben Rice to take ball 1. Well, if Cano wants to shut out the Yankees, he's going to have to get through the big bats here, Rice and Judge. Yesterday got Rice to bounce into a 3-6-3 double play off of a very good splitter. And a strike to Rice here, 1-1. Orioles are not holding Trent Grisham on, so wouldn't be surprised to see him run here and try to stay out of the double play. Rice hits a slow ground ball to first base again, and Pete tags Rice.
He has to almost
had to run through
Cano to do it, but he
man.
found out a way to do it. And Cano's a big guy to try to run through, by the way.
Yeah, it's 6'4", 245. Unintentional lead blocker.
Hey, watch this. This could have been a collision, too. Pete's going straight. He figured it out.
A little push off. Referees have deemed that not a foul. Play on. Aaron Judge, ground ball to short. Henderson. And Aaron Judge, for the first time in 29 games against the Orioles, has not reached base. So unless the Yankees launch the comeback of all comebacks, that is going to end Aaron Judge's on-base streak against the Orioles at 28 consecutive games. The only team in the majors not to throw a shutout this year.
Just one out away.
Come on, Cano. Here's Cody Bellinger. First pitch, ground ball to second base. And in game 44, the Orioles have their first shutout of the season. And they have a series win against the New York Yankees. Just over a week after Craig Albertez says we were punched in the face by the Yankees, the Orioles get some jabs in and take 2 of 3 from New York.
O's punch right back, and they punch back in this series because they had 2 good outings by their starting pitchers. Brandon Young in game 1 was solid. Kyle Bradish, outstanding day. 6 innings of work, only 1 hit, 7 strikeouts. The bullpen takes care of it. The bullpen ends up going, what, 11 2/3 in this series of shutout baseball. Kind of flew under the radar a little bit offensively. I tell you what, Orioles were really good. Mayo, Alexander had a beautiful day, 3 for 4, a couple of RBIs. Rutschman hits a home run, a 2-run shot. The Polar Bear, 2 for 4 day, too. So a good, huge win, in my opinion, for the Orioles. And now, can they take this momentum going to D.C., off day tomorrow, relax a little bit, and then get after the Nats over the weekend?
Ben, it's the first time the Orioles have 1 hit the Yankees in 20 years since a Daniel Cabrera shutout September 28th, 2006. 5 walks in the game, yes, but only Jazz Chisholm's 5th inning double in the Yankee hit column.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm so happy for Kyle Bradish, and we said this early in the ball game.